Hi, my name is Renee and I am the owner of License to Skill. The reason why I'm doing this video today is to explain to you how completing a full qualification via distance learning will work with License to Skill, and this video is specific to the short-term insurance qualification on NQF level 4. So that would be SAQA ID 66610 or 49929. Technically 66610 replaced 4429. However, NCETA still uses that one. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to be explaining to you exactly what it is, how we are going to do it, and how the process works. So as I said, my name is Renee, and we are an accredited NCETA training provider, and we offer quite a couple of things: full qualifications in short-term insurance on level 4 and 5, wealth management qualifications on level 4 and 5, long-term insurance qualifications, and the retail insurance qualifications. So basically anything that has got to do with insurance and NCETA and getting you phase fit and proper and ensuring that you remain phase fit and proper. So we also do RE training and CPD and class of business and the whole shebang. Okay, but without any further delay, let's look at this qualification. So the Further Education and Training Certificate in Short-Term Insurance on NQF Level 4 consists of 150 credits. And the way that these 150 credits have been made up is you can basically divide the qualification into three parts or divisions. And how that works is all qualifications, the SAQA qualifications, consists of a core, electives, and fundamentals. So let me start off with the core. In this qualification, you need to complete all of the core unit standards. All of the core unit standards will be compulsory for you to complete, and they make up a total of 51 credits out of the total of 150. And these would be unit standards like law of contract and understanding motor vehicle insurance, the media research assignment, different needs lead to the development of different products, ethics, and that kind of thing. You have to do all of these unit standards. You have no choice. Sometimes people, get back to me and say, I don't understand why I need to do SASRIA, or I don't understand why I need to do financial literacy, because this is not something that I work with every day. However, when we designed this qualification, we sort of, made the decision that regardless of what you do in insurance, we feel that these are the basics that you need to understand. So let's use financial literacy as an example. It is the belief of the FECA, not only in NCETA, that if you are going to be responsible to work with other people's money, you must be able to work with your own money. And therefore, you must understand what is the difference between a balance sheet and income statement, and your responsibility to pay your tax to SARS, and just understanding financial risk in own life, because is that not what you are, insuring with insurance? Would be a client's financial risk in their own life that you are taking care of, because one of the things you can do with financial risk is you can transfer it. And one of the things you can transfer it to is to insurance. So you have to understand this, even though you don't technically work with it every single day. Okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So core have to do all 51 credits. Then we get to the electives. Now the electives is where we can choose which of the however many elective unit standards there are, and there are quite a lot. I think it makes up like 352 credits or something. Of that, we only need to complete 31 credits. Okay, now a lot of providers are doing a lot of different things, but I'm only talking about what we are doing. So according to me, I give you one of two qualifications, right? Because those are the classes of insurance. It's either personal lines or commercial lines. And what we've done is we've obviously integrated class of business into that. So you don't have to do class of business and the qualification. With us, you can do it at the same time. Okay. So you either do personal lines, the electives, which gives you, a qualification that is mostly personal lines, or you do the commercial lines. And it depends on what your needs are. It depends where you're currently working in, but maybe you're working in personal lines and you've already achieved personal lines unit standards and you want to complete your full qualification in commercial lines, because you would like to go into commercial lines. Perfect, then we can do that for you. I'm going to give you a minimum of 31 credits and have also included a client care unit standard as well as phase. Even though phase is an elective unit standard, I feel that it is extremely important that people complete that unit standard because it gives even a deeper understanding of phase and its implications and the FECA. Plus, if you haven't yet done your RE, it also gives you, that foundation to understand the RE and the training for your RE, the regulatory exams, a little bit better. All right, and that then takes us to the fundamentals. So the fundamentals consist of 68 credits, and of the 68 credits, you have to do all of them. It is compulsory. However, depending on whether you have a matric, a South African matric, and depending on what kind of subjects you passed in matric, you might receive concessions. Okay, so 40 credits of the fundamentals goes towards literacy. That's your languages. So if you passed English, then you will get 20 credits on NQF level 4. And if you passed another official South African language, it doesn't matter which one, you will then get the 20 credits on NQF level 3. And you must have passed these languages and maths that I'm going to get to in a moment with a minimum symbol of an F, but you must have attained more than 33.3%. So we will look at the symbol, but we will also look at your percentage. Okay, so as I said, if you passed maths or maths literacy, you can get concession on the maths. Maths numeracy and functional maths, unfortunately, does not count. So maths or maths lit, again, an F symbol, and then you will get the 16 credits, which will give you the maths portion of the fundamental, the numeracy portion. And then we are left with 12 credits on financial literacy. And in the old days, you could have received a concession for financial literacy if you either passed economy, business economics, or accountancy in matric. But those concessions do not apply anymore. So now everybody needs to complete those 3 unit standards and those 12 credits for the financial literacy. Okay. All right, then that takes us over to the modules. So at License to Skill, what we have done is we have divided the full qualification into 3 modules. And other providers I know have more. So if you come to me and you have already completed some credits with other providers, I will check what is on INSETA. That is very important. If another provider gave you a statement of credits and it's not achieved on INSETA, I will not take it into consideration. I'm not in the job to make money and waste your time or mine. I'm in this business to ensure that you achieve a full qualification. So I'm not going to give you balance of credits and then the other provider doesn't, and then you're still left with no qualification. So I will check what is on INSETA, what is approved on INSETA, and then we will design whatever else you still require in order to complete your full qualification. Okay, but let's say you have no credits whatsoever, or a few credits. Then what we will do is you will complete 3 modules with us. And those 3 modules, the first module would either be personal lines or commercial lines, but I've also brought in like some of the, okay, so it depends. So let's talk about commercial lines. Commercial lines, module 1 will be underwriting and underwriting and insurable risk, but it will also then have all of the commercial unit standards like underwriting business, understanding business insurance, and motor vehicle, and all risks and business interruption, business motor, of course, and that kind of thing, right? Because that is quite a hectic module, I have unit standards in module 1 on personal lines, which I exclude from module 1 on commercial lines, which I will then include for you in module 2. Okay. All right. Personal lines module 1 is law of contract and phase, and then we do all the personal lines unit standards, which is motor vehicle, contents, buildings, all risks, of course, underwriting and insurable risk, and SASRIA. Sorry, in commercial we also cover SASRIA. And then for personal lines module 1, I've also included claims in there. All right. So that would be module 1. And then we move over to module 2. So depending on whether you did commercial or personal lines, commercial will just have the phase and the law of contract included here. But for personal lines, what then remains will be corporate governance. Different needs lead to the development of different products, and we also do ethics. And what we do in Module 1 is we introduce you to the Media Unit Standard, but we do tell you that you can complete the Media Unit Standard either with Module 2 or then worst case scenario at the end with Module 3. As long as by the end, when you've completed all 3 modules, we've received your media research assignment, then we are happy. All right. And then the third module, what remains there, regardless of whether you did commercial or personal lines, would be that we do risk in your own environment. We do client care and building relationships with clients, and then we do the balance of the fundamentals that you still require. So it would either be maths and financial literacy, or then just financial literacy, or if you didn't have matric at all, this part will then contain the languages as well. Although we mostly integrate the language into the media and all other parts of the qualification. However, what we'd need to do is in this module, we would then need to assess you on a second language. So if you are not South African and you need to complete all of the unit standards to attain the qualification, you must unfortunately be able to speak and understand and write one of the official South African languages in South Africa, whether that be Afrikaans or Zulu or Sotho or whatever the case may be. Usually that is not such a big problem if you come from Zimbabwe or Malawi or Botswana, because in my experience, a lot of those guys are able to at least speak Sotho or Zulu or one of the South African languages. However, if you are from overseas, then this would be a stumbling block in order for you to attain your full qualification, because the qualification very clearly states that we do need to assess you in another official South African language other than English. All right. Okay, so how does this work? So we are going to send you 3 modules, right? All 3 modules work the same. Okay, so what we are going to send you is a learner guide. And this learner guide will help you to answer the questions that we are going to give you in the workbook. However, sometimes you would need to do a little bit extra research. And then on the first module, you would also need a personal lines and a commercial lines policy wording in order to complete some of the questions that I'm going to ask you. Okay, then we are going to give you a workbook which forms part of your formative assessment, formative meaning during the process of learning, and it is also known as your portfolio of evidence which you are building. Now, the workbook would be questions that covers the unit standards and all of the outcomes of the unit standards and its associated assessment criteria, and also the exit level outcomes of the qualification and the critical cross-field outcomes in the qualification and all sorts of things. So the workbook, you would need to answer all of the questions, and as I say, we will give you the answers to that, but some of it you would need to research. All right. You send that back to us, and then what we will also give you in order to prepare you to write the summative assessment, also for us to see that you are ready to undergo the summative assessment, is at this stage we will now send you a mock exam, which is a final formative assessment. It is an integrated assessment. It looks a lot like the summative assessment, but it is not the same. It is to prepare you so that you know what to expect in the summative assessment, and it is also a self-assessment tool for both you and I, so that we can assess your readiness to undergo that final closed book summative assessment, which has to be invigilated under exam conditions. And again, it is integrated on the entire module, and you complete that. And if you are found competent on all of that, then you have completed module 1. And then we go on to module 2, same process. Module 3, same process. At the end of these 3 modules, we will now verify your full qualification. And the process for that is now, obviously during this entire period, we have assessed every single module for you, right? So you have sent us the module, we assess it, we send you feedback. You send us the mock exam, we assess it, we send you feedback. You write the summative assessment, we assess it, we send you feedback, we go on to module 2. So you would have received feedback right throughout this process, right? So the assessor has now assessed all of your 3 modules and has now declared you competent against the full qualification. I'm being positive, yeah, right? Because the majority of people will be found competent. Really, you're only found not yet competent if you committed plagiarism, which we don't want you to do, obviously, for various reasons, or if you didn't complete, right? And you didn't complete the answers or whatever the case may be. That's the only way in which you can be found not yet competent. If you didn't complete answers or whatever the case may be, we'll give you another opportunity. But if you committed plagiarism, we will not give you another opportunity, because it is a problem in terms of your honesty and integrity. And to work in the financial services industry, you must have honesty and integrity. And also, just to be honest with you, I'm not interested in working with somebody that doesn't appreciate the opportunity and cannot or does not want to complete this on their own. Please don't enroll with me. I don't sell certificates at License to Scale. I'm not interested in dealing with you if you are going to commit plagiarism. Please, I only want honest learners that have integrity to come to me. Okay. So we assess. Now a moderator will moderate 25% of all of the assessments that we have done, right? And then the verifier will come, and the verifier will verify all of the qualifications that we've done. They will also do a sample, and they will then approve it. And I'm saying they will because none of our verifications have ever been overturned in all of the 14 years that we've been doing this, because we always do the right thing and we know what to do. And then we will upload your credits onto Insita. Insita will then, after about 21 days after verification, go in and approve our uploads. But they can take up to 3 months, right? And after you complete your qualification with us, it might take 3 months before verification happens, because verification happens on average about 3 to 4 times a year, sometimes 5. So you might finish in February, but we just had a verification yesterday, so therefore your verification will only take place in June. And then Insita still has 3 months to do, so June, July, August. So you're looking at getting approved statement of results by September and possibly your certificate by December. Please understand that we do not take any responsibility for the issuing of certificates and the delay there are from Insita. We do what we have to do on time. We follow up. We will send you feedback. But if there's a delay because they don't have SACWA holograms, or they don't have certificates, or there's no one to sign them, we unfortunately cannot take any responsibility for that. And then, of course, after the certificate, after we receive your certificate, we will scan it and send you a copy electronically, inform you that we've received your certificate, and then we will make arrangements to send that to you via registered post, or you're welcome to send a courier to come and collect it. And that's it. So 3 modules, and we will give you feedback, and our material is really brilliant, and our assessments are really brilliant because they're all integrated, and we use a lot of examples, and there's a reason why a lot of assessors and a lot of facilitators that train and assess for a lot of providers in South Africa always come back to me and say, Renee, you must have the best material in the industry, or the best assessments in the industry. We have a lot of experience, and you really get the benefit of that when you study through License to Scale. So I hope this was informative, and that you will be able to make an informed decision with regards to your studies. What we need from you is for you to complete a learner registration form and send me credits that you have completed with a copy of your ID and your matric certificate. I will then conduct an audit to see what is on Insita. I will look at your experience and what it is that you do, and then we will discuss the way forward with you. Perfect. Thank you for your time. Have a lovely day.